All good ideas arrive by chance. Max Ernst. Max Ernst was a German artist. He was a sculptor, painter, and a poet. Max was a pioneer in the Dada movement and Surrealism.
Born on April 2nd, 1891, in Brühl, Cologne, Max Ernst was the first son of Philipp Ernst. Ernst studied philosophy and psychiatry at Bonn University until 1914. Max Ernst was a strong advocate for automatism, which is the conscious control that is suppressed that allows the subconscious to take over.
Surrealism took place from the 1920s to the 1960s. It is defined as the pure psychic automatism by which it is intended to express either verbally or in writing the true function of thought.
Thought that is dictated from the absence of all control exerted by reason and outside all aesthetic or moral preoccupations. Ernst relied on spontaneity, which is the juxtaposition of random materials, and also relied on subjectivity, which was inspired by his personal experiences in World War I.
Yes, Danny. Those two elements equal abstract expressionism. In addition, Surrealists used radical methods such as starvation, sleep deprivation, and psychedelic drugs in order to reach this state of surreal unconsciousness.
We are at the world-renowned Fisher Museum, located in the prestigious Napa Valley. Here we are looking at the first picture entitled The Barbarians, created in 1937 by Max Ernst. This image illustrates two apocalyptic, biomorphic creatures that cause mayhem and terror.
Traumatized by his World War I experience, Ernst foreshadowed the pending devastation of World War II.
These biomorphic creatures that Ernst presents, it's foreshadowing a sense of doom and devastation in which Max Ernst was influenced by his time spent in World War I.
When you look at the figures in the painting, additionally, Max Ernst presents physical figures that exemplify abstract meanings.
Exactly, Eric. These two figures that Max illustrates resemble a somewhat disconfigured bird with different elements that resemble a bird's shape, but at the same time show other characteristics of a biomorphic being.
You're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, Ernst developed a unique fascination with birds that was prevalent in all of his work. He said that one night when he was young, he woke up and found his beloved bird had died. And a few minutes later, his father announced that his sister was born.
Wow, that is amazing. Max's unique artistic techniques inject a measure of abstractness into the texture of his work. This was one of the main influences for his work. His alter ego in paintings, which he called Loplop, was actually a bird. He suggested that this alter ego was an extension of himself stemming from an early confusion of birds and humans.
Exactly. This is seen in multiple artworks, such as this next piece that is entitled Loplop Introduces Loplop.
Loplop Introduces Loplop was completed in 1930. This artwork presents a symbolic type of painting that Ernst uses to reflect his ego.
Looking at the painting, you can immediately notice the outline figures behind the bird. I believe this figure is an alter ego of Max Ernst.
In the picture, I can see the Loplop is part easel and a part human figure with a bird's head, somewhat looking like a turkey. These winged creatures resemble a supernatural dark being. Loplop takes on qualities of other supernatural beings, in which Ernst prefers his art.
Because Ernst may show him as a human figure with bird's attributes, Loplop can take on supernatural power of winged creatures like angels, cupids, or Lucifer himself.
Max Ernst was indeed a somewhat dark individual, or multi-personality person. Even though bird-headed figures are found less frequently, they are probably the oldest representation of the shaman who controls magical power. From this description, this gives us a better idea of who Max Ernst really was.
Max Ernst indeed was a unique individual with slight evidence of personal ego issues through abstract impressionism.
Through Max Ernst's work, we can see that through the Barbarians and Loplop Introduces Loplop, that he takes a strong feeling for his personal ego, as well as creating physical form with abstract expressionism through them.
What's interesting to me, though, even though Max Ernst, he is known for being dark, for being, more in the evil presence. From looking at this picture, the bright colors, the red, the orange, and yellow, it's more inviting and welcoming to me.
You're absolutely right, Eric. And in comparison to the barbarian work, Loplop does create that sort of brownish color, that light brown, that's a sort of warm feeling to it.
Indeed, indeed.